What's up, y'all? It's your boy G, San Francisco Bay Area, California. Aloha. I'm at Lindamar Beach right now, actually just across the street. I'm about to walk over. I'm on my motorcycle today. Usually, if it's a 10-minute drive, I usually take my car. If it's more than 10 minutes to save gas, I'll just take the motorcycle. I'm a cheapskate. You know, my short form videos, they're getting like thousands of views, the past 3 to 4 of them. But these long form videos only get about 15 or 20 views, which leads me to believe that YouTube has probably shadow banned me, and it's probably due to like copyright infringements or something like that. I don't know, but the algorithm is a little different with the short form videos than they are with the long form. So I'm under the impression I'm under attack by YouTube, but it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna create these long form videos just to keep you guys aware and informed, because I'm an educator. I like to think of myself as one. But anyway, we're gonna keep it moving with these long form videos, whether YouTube like me or not. Today, I wanted to talk about car loans and why they are basically the biggest wealth destroyers. So Grant Cardone describes car payments as like a car mortgage, right? Because we used to be on these 60-month payment plans, but now they've extended 60 months, which is 5 years, to like 7, 8, 9, right? So it's almost like a mini mortgage. I don't know what it is, but us Americans have this obsession with having the latest and greatest car. It's like we have to be out there doing the most, right? I know, because I'm from the Midwest, I know out there they're crazy about those pickup trucks, right? The Ford F-150s, Silverados, things like that. Out here, it's more, electrical vehicles, fuel efficiency, EVs, Teslas. Almost half of everybody has a Tesla and something like that. Hybrid vehicles. They used to offer an incentive to get into the carpool lanes with a lot of these vehicles. They don't so much do that anymore. But yeah, very popular out here, and everyone has to have the latest and greatest, right? Guys are more concerned with power, performance, and women are more concerned with reliability. And it doesn't matter what it is that they are drawn to. It all boils down to the fact that if it's a late and great vehicle, it's probably very expensive, which means that they can't afford it, which means that they often resort to making payments on the vehicle. A lot of these vehicles are so marked up in price, right? They start at 40K for a new vehicle, and a lot of people just don't have 40K just sitting around in their bank account. And if they had 40 to 50K, they wouldn't spend that all on a vehicle. You know what I'm saying? If they had 2, 3, 400,000, they'd be able to drop 40K on a new vehicle like it's nothing. But most of us are struggling out here, and we're not going to be able to just drop 40K on a new vehicle like that. And a lot of us trade in vehicles, and the vehicles that we trade in have a negative equity, which means that we still owe money on it. And when we trade it in, we owe that much money, including the additional car payment. So we're in way over our head with these car payments. And we know that nowadays Americans are well behind or delinquent on their car payments at record levels, which means that if we don't get a handle on this, if we don't get control of this situation, we're going to have a really big financial crisis on our hands, and it's going to be hard for us to dig ourselves out of this hole. And I hate to be the pot talking about the kettle, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my story on exactly how I was kind of drawn into all of this foolishness myself, even this year, how I made my own mistakes with automobiles. I'm going to give you guys the details on what I did and how I lost a lot of money. Hopefully you'll be able to just see for yourself that it really isn't worth it. All right, so as many of you know, I've had a couple businesses, business in Kansas City, a business in Hawaii. They both failed, and due to the pandemic, I had to file for bankruptcy. Within the past few years, this channel has been dedicated to just sharing my story as far as how I personally have recovered from bankruptcy and let you know exactly what I've done wrong and what I've done right. I mentioned this in previous YouTube videos that when you're trying to rebuild your credit from bankruptcy, a lot of it is counterintuitive, right? If you are an alcoholic, what you want to do is stay away from alcohol. That's how you recover from being an alcoholic. If you have a gambling problem, you want to stay out of the casinos. That's how you recover from being a gambling addict. Credit works a lot different. When you file for bankruptcy, what you have to do is get more credit in order to recover from a bankruptcy. It goes against the grain. It's not common sense, but that's how it works. So on my journey to recovering from bankruptcy, I wanted to get my credit score back up and my credit report in good standing. So in order to do that, I had to, of course, get more credit. I understood that you have to have a mix of credit, right? You can't just have credit cards. You have to have, loans. You have to have installments. You have to have different types of credit accounts. At the time, I had a Nissan Xterra. It was getting old. I had a lot of rust issues, and I ended up selling it because the ceiling leaked when it rained, and then it left a big puddle on the floor of the truck. So I had to get rid of it. And I thought to myself, you know what? If I'm going to be making a car payment, I want to get something that I like. I've had BMWs in the past, right? I've had 2 other BMW convertibles, and it just made perfect sense to me at the time that I would just get another BMW convertible, right? I like BMWs. I like the way they drive. The handling is a lot firmer. The acceleration is smoother. They look good, right? So I went around looking for BMW convertibles, and I went to a place that I went to once before, CarMax. I saw a BMW on there for about $20,000. And there started the process of me making payments on this $20,000 car. Over the past year or 2, I've been a little more focused on improving my credit and how I manage my finances. And I decided that it wasn't worth making a car payment on that particular car. So what I need to do is sell the car. The interest was 12% and I was losing a lot of money. So I ended up trying to sell the car back to CarMax after about 2 years. I bought the car for $20,000 and they wanted to buy the car back from me for $4,000, which isn't even 1/4 of what I bought it for. I couldn't understand why CarMax wanted to give me only $4,000 though. It was kind of weird. I made all kinds of improvements to the car since having it within the past couple of years, right? I added a backup camera. I tinted the windows. I put a nice sound system in there. I made the car better, but it didn't matter because once a car depreciates, it depreciates. It's gone. I was highly disappointed with that. I told myself I'm never going back to CarMax again because that's kind of BS. But the fact was, over the past couple of years, when we purchased these cars, they depreciate so quick. You snap your fingers, and the next thing you know, you're underwater with your car payments. You owe more money than what the car is worth. And it happened to me very quickly. And so the thing that I was thinking about the most is I just got to get this car off my hands. So I just went ahead and tried to sell it as a private owner. I put ads out on different platforms, and I eventually did sell it for $7,500. So with that purchase and with that sale, I lost $13,000 right off the top. And so I needed another vehicle. So that's when I purchased the Ford Edge, which I paid about $3,500 for that. And so I paid that with cash. I'm going to keep that car until the wheels fall off. And when the wheels fall off, I'm going to put them MFs back on and keep riding, right? Because I just can't see myself making another car payment ever again. I'll never make another car payment. I just make that promise to myself. It's just not worth it. I don't have anybody to impress. And then when it came down to it, when I got rid of that car and I looked at my credit score because I thought my credit score would be affected by basically deleting an account that I was making payments on. But the fact is, it only went down maybe 2 points. So if I would have known that, I would have never made a car payment probably. I would have just bought a car right out. But I wouldn't have got a BMW yeah, so that was a foolish thing that I did on my part. So overall, I lost a lot of money. It wasn't worth it. Now that I have paid that off and I don't have a car payment and I don't have money tied into any specific credit accounts or anything like that, I can use my money more effectively. I could put the money that I was using for the car payment, I could put that into an investment account, save it, or whatever else, right? I have that flexibility. I have that freedom. So guys, once again, if you can afford to buy a car, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, just put it on a used car, buy it outright, drive it till the wheels fall off. That is your best financial decision. If you're making car payments, it's going to harm you in the long run because of the interest and the fact that you're paying on this car 4, 5, 6, 7 years. You're not going to have the ability to put your money into savings, into an investment account. It's going to rob you of your financial freedom, and it's going to keep you from building wealth. It's not a smart move. Don't do it. Don't be like everybody else. Trust me, nobody cares. Nobody's looking at you. We don't care that you got a nice car anymore. We just don't. I look at people and I'm just like, okay, you got a nice car. Congratulations, right? It doesn't make a big difference to me anymore. So as long as we can get from point A to point B safely, that's all that matters. And guys, trust me, don't listen to TikTok, don't listen to Instagram or any of that. You won't get any more booty with a nice car. Trust me on that. If a girl likes you, she likes you, right? You could have a bucket with springs coming out of the seat. She's still gonna sit in that seat. She's gonna scratch her legs up to have an opportunity to chill with you, bro. That's all I have for you today. It's your boy G, San Francisco Bay Area, California. If you guys found this content helpful or entertaining or whatever, please please subscribe to the channel. It helps me get this out to the correct individuals that actually like this type of content, okay? All right, you guys be blessed. I'll holla at you later. Aloha. If this video was of value to you, like, comment, share, subscribe, and as always, it's your boy G. Be blessed. I'll holla at you later. Aloha.